All right, society, culture, and social norms. Obviously, society plays a crucial role in shaping us, our culture, and the subcultures we exist in or pop in and out of. What has society taught you about being you? Oh, God. I don't even like that question for me.
It's really hard to be yourself in this world
For anything.
for anything.
Yeah.
That is what society has taught me. It's really hard to be yourself in this world
Yeah.
because sadly, this world is full of very racist, sexist people,
Opinionated.
opinionated, all things.
Right.
So it makes it hard to be authentically yourself in this world.
And I think you just brought up something that is the intention behind this conversation with Chandler is to really, I feel like the silent majority's opinion doesn't get vocalized or noticed or even acknowledged. And so these conversations are meant to provide a different point of view that may not be the most popular,
Nope.
that may not be the most socially acceptable, but you know what? You're big men and women out there and others, and you can accept this. You can accept not agreeing with us. You will not die over it.
Well, they don't even have to accept it, but they can hear it. And
Well,
take
that's
it
what I
in.
mean is like accepting it, meaning it rolls off your back,
As it
you know, right? It's like the breeze that's passing through us. I've accepted there's a breeze. It came and it went. It's like a, you know,
Yeah, and I mean, the best advice I can give, and I recognize again my privilege. I'm a white woman in this
Mhm.
society, which comes with its own privilege. Um, I look straight. That
Right.
comes with its own privilege.
Yeah.
I obviously choose that. It's where I feel most comfortable. But there are plenty of white queer women who don't present as overly feminine. There are plenty of women who are not white,
Hmm.
who don't look like the most feminine and or do, and still they're gonna have a harder time than me. So, in whichever way you can find comfort and acceptance in your pockets of life, work, home life, friends, family, try to hone in on those things or try to find places where you feel like you have that at home feeling. I found that a lot. I feel like I would push myself sometimes into these things like square peg round hole type of
Oh yeah.
situation where I felt like I had to do something. You'll know, like your nervous system is going to tell you when it's not aligned. Try to listen to it
Right.
and then really try to hone in on the moments that feel aligned, you feel at home, because those are the places and people you want to be around.
Of course.
That's the best advice I could give. Yeah, society is brutal.
Yeah.
It's not very accepting.
No, I think it's meant to test us and challenge us, but I also think that there's a lot of noise, and if you can navigate and focus on your path and the people who are your cheerleaders and your support system and your teachers,
Mhm.
which you may not like all the time. Sometimes your biggest teachers are your biggest
You don't like.
abusers, or in my case, when I worked in entertainment, my biggest teachers were my psychological abusers, my
Yep.
manipulators, my gaslighters, and they taught me the exact kind of person I don't want to be. And that's information that I wouldn't have had I not had that experience. And so, while I never thought in a million years, while I was going through it, that I would be grateful for to have teachers like that, I think they help shape your destiny, your future, and your trajectory. And they also show you the kind of, for me, like they reinforce the kind of people you never want to be,
Yeah.
which is a great lesson.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I was ever in danger of being like that, but I think, again, the nervous system teaches you, like, hey, and I also think in those kind of situations, like, obviously, hurt people because it's a cycle of abuse. And so if I can be the one to have stopped it, that's great.
Yeah.
Right.
I also think we're talking from the lens of two people that have been privileged enough to be able to go to therapy. And
Yes.
there are plenty of people out there that don't have that ability. And
No.
so that's one, it's like understanding what has happened to you and how it affects you and how you show up as a result of
Absolutely.
trauma. Fortunately, sometimes people act in a certain way as a result of their trauma, which is like not really who they are, how they feel, who they feel most aligned with inside, which is a bummer.
Well, I would take it even further. It's not even being privileged to be able to afford therapy, because that is I think it's being privileged enough to have the self awareness
That too.
that you even have
The
an
community
issue,
to help
right?
encourage you to go.
A healthier version of you means a healthier version of the community that you exist in,
Right.
which means a better world for everybody to live in.
Yes. And obviously
That is not the case.
that is not the case in this
No.
world. You can see it. So
Right.
if you can do therapy, great. Also
Right.
trying to find a therapist is like trying to find a good person to date. So best of luck.
It's a little
Tough.
bit easier, but it's
Oh,
definitely tough.
it's
I
tough.
mean, I've done skits about it, so
Yes.
I've definitely had my horrible, horrible therapy experiences. Okay. We have seen a push for major changes to occur, i.e., Hollywood mandates to have biracial couples and broadcast a variety of relationships. What do you think about this? Do you feel like we're shoving things down people's throats? Do you feel like it's natural? I mean, should art just be left to, if someone's creating something, I know that when I create something, I'm not thinking, how is everybody going to feel about this? That's the last thing I think about.
Sure.
It's what I feel passionate to do.
I think there are two sides to this coin.
There's a lot of sides.
There are many sides. Yes.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna take it from like what I referenced when I was watching things on screen and
Trying to
what
figure
was
out where you
there.
fit.
Yes. So I
Okay.
think you can go back to like the Will and Grace times. Like you look
Yeah.
at Will and Grace, amazing show.
Right.
Predominantly all white cast.
Yes.
Then you look at Queer as Folk, also predominantly all white cast. You look
Okay.
at the L Word, also predominantly, for the most part, all white cast. The one, two ish, three people that were biracial or black.
Mm-hmm.
That was great, but then there are also a bunch of other people that live in this world that are not those races.
Right.
So I mean, you had Latina folks come on, but
In what? In one of the
in the L Word, but it's
Okay.
at the end of the day, and
I was like, where do these
no
people come on?
discredit to these actors, but they were white passing actors, so it was still for people. I put myself in the shoes of people that are not white, and I see that, and yes, it's helpful because you're seeing something that you can relate to in some way, and you know that this person identifies as a Latina or as a black woman or what have you, and so that's great. It's like, oh my gosh, someone that I potentially can resonate with. Then there's so many people I have talked to that are a part of those communities that still say, well, yeah, but it's not like I don't, that doesn't align. Like, that's not like my lived experience, or that's not really how that culture works. And it's
Mhm.
still showing like how predominantly white culture operates. So it's cool because I feel like the newer version of the L Word, which is no longer, was called Generation Q, had more of that,
Mm-hmm.
but it just felt less authentic.
Like it was trying to fit all these
felt
different
very
people in
forced.
without it actually
Mhm.
telling the story it's meant to tell.
It did a little bit, but yeah, I just don't feel like it was more inauthentic. So that's
Because if I'm
hard.
watching something, and this is coming from a different lens, but if I'm watching like something where the cast is predominantly all black, I don't think like where are all the white people? Where
Right.
is where's the diversity? I think this is what the person who created this piece of content wanted it to be. And I'm
Right.
in this world and I'm appreciating the whatever I'm watching, the comedy, the humor, the writing, all the things. Why do I have to stuff a bunch of gay people and white people and Asian people and like again these labels into it to make it something that it wasn't intended to be? If it was just meant to be predominantly black people in this film about a story that relates predominantly to that race that they created for it. Do you know what I mean? Like
I do.
why am I breaking it down and being like, no, there were only black people. There were mostly straight couples. There wasn't a transgender
That's fair.
person. There wasn't a deaf person. Where was the blind person? Like that wasn't the story that's
Yeah.
being told.
And I agree with you there. Because I think but I think you can tell the difference between when it's authentic versus inauthentic.
Right,
Like
but
the
I think
viewers get that.
totally, but I think now even authenticity is getting ripped apart
It
because
is.
it's being Hollywood's basically
some ways.
saying this art can't exist unless you're representing all these different people, which no one's saying.
Sometimes.
Well, I'm not in Hollywood like
Yes.
in that level, but from what articles we see come out, there was a checklist that I showed
Yeah.
you.
And
Like, that's
Yes,
absurd.
it is, because it shouldn't. I mean, I think we can agree that representation matters. But
Right.
when it's to force representation,
Well, that's what I'm
in a way
saying.
that doesn't make sense, that
Then the
limits
story
creativity.
loses. Right.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I mean, look at Heated Rivalry. Like, that is
Exactly.
such
That's a great story.
it's a great story. It's super creative. It brings together a Russian where you cannot be gay, still can't be gay, probably can't ever be gay, even though there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of like, there's an underground culture there, which
Right.
goodness. And then you have somebody who is, I think he is at least,
He's biracial.
I think he's biracial.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you bring the two of them together in a sport that
Or
is
that character he's playing is biracial.
still
Yeah.
so incredibly not accepting of gay men. I think that's wonderful. Like,
Right.
that was the perfect example of like it doing a good job, and I feel like also the world agreed, because you can see the popularity of it. It
Right.
did so well, which that's perfect. Like, that's the perfect example of creative storytelling in a way that helps shed positive light
Or
on
Landman.
communities. Yes.
Another example.
Yes.
They delve into different issues.
Many different issues.
Right.
Which is great. It's needed.
I know.
That's why it's popular.
Okay. I'm flipping this over. Flipping it, flipping it. All right. What would you change about society as it relates to you and how you've been made to feel?
Mm. I just wish that we could live in a world where it was harmonious.
Well, obviously.
Um,
Where your religion or your race or your gender wasn't the forefront of every conversation.
Sure, but then I think it just goes beyond that. It's like you look at people who are way less fortunate, and there's just a human element that is lost. Like, we have lost the human element. Lawmakers, not to get political, but we're gonna get political. It's like they don't. We have lost the ability to see people as people. Like, we are no longer.
There's no
There's so many and there's so many people who still thankfully really have a human element and use so much for the world and for society. Thank you to those people. You're amazing. But it would just be a beautiful world to see everybody have equality. And I think we all maybe think equality is different, but it's a very simple term. It's like literally what everyone is treated with respect, with dignity. You have food, you have shelter, you have love. There isn't all this violence, abuse, war, so many things. That we're getting deep there for a second, but you asked a big question.
Yeah.
More blanket answer.
Yeah. What advice would you give?
It's so easy to sit from this chair, right? Because I sit in a place of privilege. Like, I know that. I'm aware of my privilege as a white female, especially straight presenting female. That comes with its own privilege. I also am college educated. That's a privilege.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at the end of the day, my father came from an incredibly poor background. If you're familiar with Gary, Indiana, then you probably have an idea of what that means. But it's you at the end of the day, if you're strong enough and you have the mental capacity to try to choose something better for yourself, you can. Regardless of your circumstance, you can. And I get that it's easy for me to say that sitting in the chair, but I've seen it with many, many people, queer, not queer, biracial, black, Asian, Mexican, what have you. I've seen it. And there are opportunities out there for everybody. But I think, moreover, it's just like trying to find a community or a group of people that accepts you, that you see as something that you want to strive for. So the more time you spend around people that inspire you or want you to do better, you're going to rise to the occasion.